Oh, we should be live. What I'm working on right now is relocating my ship to my running station, and that ship being our worm. So in our last live stream over on the YubTubs, we ended up finally making it to the worm after a lot of pain and suffering. A lot of pain and suffering, and honestly, we are down to 152,000 ISK, and that's it. That is all we've got, which is kind of nerve-wracking. I do like to have a little more ISK than that floating around in the tank, but alas, we don't. But we'll get there. Pop that bad boy open. We're gonna get some runs done here today. Currently, the worm that I do have is going to be running 215 DPS. I am running some faction ammo here, get a little more pump out of it. We do have 2 thermal rigs and 1 EM rig. We've also got a compact EM shield amp to give us a little more EM resistance. We got a Tech 2 battery, 1mm afterburner. We got our Tech 2 small shield booster. And then we've got 2 drone amps rocking alongside of some Federation Navy hobgoblins. That's our fit. That's what we're going to be sticking with. Basically all of it coming from drones, a little bit from our missiles, but overall a lot from drones. So now we got to load up our run here. And as I am new to this ship, I think I'm going to start with a couple Tranquils. And I think it's going to be probably a few Tranquil Firestorms. Just kind of get everything kicked off, get a feel for the ship. This is the first time I've been flying, or I'm going to be flying the worm here. So this is going to be a little bit of a departure from what I typically run. I'm typically running cap stable fits that I can just leave the repper on all the time or the afterburner on all the time, but not necessarily going to be the case here. We're going to get these marked as a Firestorm. I'm going to get everything moved over to our cargo, add myself to a fleet, not capture portrait, done it again, add myself to a fleet, and while that's all getting settled here, I'm going to be right back and pull in whatever just got delivered on the front porch. All right, so we have 2 spark needles. Whoa, we don't need to go that fast. We'll also probably switch out the drones at some point. Right now they work well, owing to the fact that we are in a firestorm, but not necessarily always going to be the best case scenario, especially since we're shooting kinetic out of our guns and thermal out of our drones. A little bit of a difference, but kinetic would work pretty good in an exotic. And I think just shooting 1.9 mil out of our first can today. I think shooting kinetic out of guns all the time just makes, or our missiles out all the time just makes the most sense. This is just a warm-up run. It is a T0 or a Tranquil Firestorm. And as we make our way out, gotta work on my targeting in this ship because that is awful. The drone sent out and attacking over here too. We do have another speed boost. Perfect. Let's see what we get out of our second can. Can number 2 gives me 812. A couple more filaments for us to potentially run with. We're having a hard time hitting, so I'm thinking something like a web would be great, but I don't know if it's really that big of a deal. So we got our drones in. We're going to move on to our last pocket here. And this is going to be a pretty darn quick run. We are looking at 3 minutes through 2 rooms. Our Tristan was averaging somewhere in that neighborhood of 6. We got a short range tracking pylon, so we're good to go just straight at the cache. Get the drones launched and hope that they auto target. Of course not. Or auto attack. See what kind of damage they pump out. Pretty good. Got a 2 minutes worth of cap, roughly. So as long as we can take out most rooms within that 2 minute range or even quicker, it's gonna do us wonders. While we're coming up on it, I'm gonna go ahead and start attacking the cache. We're gonna mark you as my favorite group. Boy, it fixes this split crap. All right, so that was another mill. And if we look at our cargo right now, drop it in over on my other screen. We got our drones. We're going to be jumping out. And we're going to take a look at it. That is a 4 minute and 24 second run for 3.3 million ISK. It's significantly quicker than our previous ones when we were rocking the Tristan. And I can't put my... Okay. So with that, I'm going to launch another Tranquil Firestorm, and we're just going to kind of knock some of the rust off. Not knock the rust off. We're just going to get used to the Gila. Definitely not the Gila, the worm. My brain is fried already, apparently. Yay. We'll see what we can run this one in. And take a little peek-see at our run here. About a 4.5 minute run. We're going to survive, obviously, and it was worth 3 million ISK on that one. So the first one was about 3 million as well. The second one's a 3 million. So we are rocking and rolling. Under 5 minutes, which, I mean, it's a much more expensive ship, but it is a market improvement over the Tristan. So we love to see it. We are going to get another Tranquil launched here for us after we get out of our out of the range here. Range of the previous filament trace. And there it goes. Okay, so this guy has historically destroyed, well, not actually destroyed, but he causes a lot of damage and has taken my Tristan all the way to almost whole. So he is a little nerve-wracking for me here in a new ship and a much more expensive ship. Don't think that we need to worry too much about preemptively running the shield ripper. As long as he doesn't eat us alive, I'm going to start it now just to keep us high. That way we're not having to run it too terribly long afterwards to get us prepared for the next room. Okay, 1.3 million ISK out of the first can here on our third run. We're sitting pretty. We can turn off our shield ripper, save some cap. Because it is going to only be cap stable for like 2.5 minutes. 2 minutes. So even worse. Third and final room is just going to be our Lancer. So we're going to go ahead and get locked up on the cache. And because the cache is between us, I'm going to just zip that way with the drones. And then after they blow up the cache, which should happen now, we'll just move them directly over to the Lancer. And that Lancer should fold like a wet paper bag. Last but certainly not least, we'll take a peek and see what we got. 344,000 ISK. Garbaggio versus that first room. Get our drones in, make our way happily over to our third and final room on this here run. And we will see what we get. Pew! A lucid escort. So literally nothing. You'll blink and you miss it. Hopefully. He's all armor. We are in a Firestorm. He's going to get 50% more armor, but he's also going to have a huge hole for thermal damage. And give me my monies. Kapop. And what do we get? Just under a mil. Not bad. I hate seeing the mining mutaplasmids just because it just absolutely cooked the, not the worth, but the expected return on runs here. That was, this is turning out to be one of our quicker runs here so far as we're getting kicked off and getting used to the new ship. It is 4 minutes and 20 seconds, which is 26 seconds, which is fantastic. It is a 2.6 million ISK run. And overall, I think we're looking pretty good so far. So while we're doing all of this, I did collect a couple filaments here. I'm going to go drop off the stuff that I got. And I think I warped to the hopefully correct one. Everything was kind of out of order on me. So we've ran 3 so far today. Technically 6 because I did run some yesterday and I got smoked. But we are getting ready to jump into a calm filament for the first time in a frigate. It's going to be in my worm here. Well, things got a little out of order here, but lost Tristan, ran a run that's supposed to be a worm, not a Tristan. But if we click on this, look at our just desserts after 11 days of grinding our face into the pavement. Where is our suitability? So it would have a break even of about 2 hours or about 28 runs at the 2.8 million ISK that is saying that we've gotten on average. Let's see. So I don't need any of you. And then if we restack, and I think I did steal the fit from this here. For that though, that it is using optimal skills as like a high skill point Omega. It's saying 306. I'm coming in at 215, so a little bit lower. And if we look at them, Calm Exotics gives me the exotic particle, which will be kinetic resistance, which is not my drones. My drones are thermal. So I'm going to drop in 3 Calm Firestorms. Gonna get back to my jumping off point, and then we're gonna get started on our Calm run, see what we can do. I hope it's super smooth. I hope it's super easy and we ain't got to worry about nothing. But you never know. This, we add a run. It is going to be a Calm Tier 1. We're going to go ahead, jump into our Calm Firestorm. We have we have tried this before, but not with 100 million isks sitting on the line. So we have a Overmind, which is just going to be straight up a brick shithouse in this run. We have a medium tracking pylon, which is a-okay in my books. Need to be within 35. There we are. We're within 35 of these little guys. So we're going to wipe out these little guys real quick. It'll be like real quick. Perfect. One down. And another one bites the dust. Ow. So those guys are going to go after our Overmind. And I'm going to go after the goods here and see what we'll get out of our first can. I do want to make sure that I keep my speed up in this just to make sure I don't get just like one shot. 1.7 mil. So that's pretty close to what one of our previous runs was running, or not running us. Looks like it's probably more of the bottom of the run or bottom of the loot table for the can. We just got to keep the DPS on our friend here. We are well within our range of missiles. Just keep plinking away at him. We are now in his armor, which is going to be the biggest chunk of his health. Good God, this is taking forever. So it is going to drastically increase our run times, at least if we continue to run these. Slowly getting there. I probably could have run out to the extraction node, but honestly, with this being my first one, I don't think it's going to make a whole lot of sense. So I'm just going to continue to let it do its thing. And we're going to start making our way to our transfer conduit and hope that we don't get another just brick shit house like this. I can probably, probably just sit there, but I don't think that that's a good idea because I want him to keep missing me. That way I do not have to use my armor repper. We certainly need, I don't necessarily want to say that we need stronger drones because we don't. We just need to up our overall DPS. That's really the big thing here, at least to me. Perfect. First room being a 5-minute room. Not necessarily what I'm loving to see, especially because we don't know what is coming up next. But we completed the first room, and hopefully we complete the next one, and then the next one. So we have Lancers and Illuminators. We have a short-range suppressor. Let's just go for the cache again. And while we're doing that, we're actually going to run a little bit of our repper just to make sure that we're not going to get like immediately blapped. Keep it purposely high. Yeah, with the Illuminators, they're going to make sure that we get tracked very well. We just need to make sure that we take these boys down as quickly as possible. At least one of the boys down. That way we take out about a third of the DPS that we should be seeing. But with the Lancer, it really should be more than a third. We'll do a little manual piloting. We are at range on our missiles on that guy. We're going to move him over to a Illuminator here. And the Lancer's down. So we should, quote unquote, be able to be a little bit better. Be okay-ish, maybe. Who knows? I'm going to take off the missiles one more time, and we're actually just going to blap the cache here for our Calm Firestorm. Second, let's go ahead and start that repper a little bit, just so that we're not fighting the bottom of the barrel, your natural regen in the shield stops at like 25, not natural, but your peak regen in shields is like 25 to 30%. It's about a 1.5 million ISK can here. This is a significantly longer run than our T0s, but it is a little more of a challenge. It's more enjoyable. Not necessarily the exact same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And good to go. Our drones are in, and we're now on to the third and final room of our first ever calm. And it looks like, knock on wood, massively knock on wood, looks like it's going to be a success for me. Anchoring, striking, we should be able to handle this fairly easily. I'm going to just wiggle a little bit, just to make them come alive. And then we're going to go this way. As they're coming up on me, we're just going to start blasting the hell out of them. Okay, shield's down in one hit. Armor's going to be, you know, our typical little problem here. Yeah, quote unquote problem. It's not really a problem, but that's where most of their health is going to be at. So they're warp scramming me, so I wouldn't be able to use a micro warp drive, which that's okay, because I don't have one. The real problem would be if they start to try to web me. Okay, so one of them is indeed attacking my drone. Let's just bring him in alive as best we can. Remember that we do only have a certain amount of cap before. Oh, God. Before we go kaboom. We need to make sure that we get them taken out as quickly as possible here, because we are dropping very low. I do not like this, Sam I am. Get him off the field! This is not good. I think maybe I should have started with the striking. Holy horse shit. Come on. You can hold on. Oh God, come on. Fuck. 8, 12, 13, 17, 5, 9. Oh, God. 2. We don't like this. I don't like this at all. I am very sweaty. Why did my drone stop fighting? 81. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I think we're very borderline in being able to actually run these. Good Lord. That was very stressful. But we made it, and we'll be able to see what we got here on this full run, which in this last can was only 1.7 million. I feel like I might be on the low side here. Especially for like almost dying. That's a problem. Let's flip over to our tracker here. Drop that in. What would we say? It's about a 4 or 5 minute run for T0s. And you make about 2.25 mil, 2.5 mil. On this one, we could run 3, and we only got 6 million. I don't know about the cost effectiveness of that. Like, that seems a little backwards. It seems like maybe I'm doing some math wrong, or something's not quite right there. Or it was just like a terrible run. Let's look at a, hey, there I am. I'm just viewing all these others that have been ran. Bunch of Gilas. So we finally cracked into the calms, but the 5 mil is about average for a frigate to run a tier 1. And so calms, if you're in a frigate, most profitable runs are 5.3, 80% are less than 7.6. And we did just get a 5. Am I losing my mind? I very well could be losing my mind. Let me throw in a repair, because we just about got taken out by that Firestorm. Let me look at the worm one more time. For Galente skills, you get better missile damage. And for Caldari, you get your better shields. That might be something better to throw on the Barbie than like our rapid launches and stuff. Or, you know, maybe some shield management. Let's add shield management 3 and 4, I think. Yeah. 3 and 4. And then we're going to come over. We do like more... I think I like more damage before adding more resistance. So I think that's going to be our next queue. It's going to be about 13 days and 250,000 skill points. What I want to do want to run back to Hieta real quick and maybe pick up those hornets that this other person is flying. Over the last 7 days, we have 36 runs. 36, so it does place us up there though. Hey, we're on the leaderboard. 30 days, 90 days, 30 days. I have 54 runs. So that's not even showing up anywhere close to the top of the leaderboard. So I got 54 and 78 total. Based on that first run of the Firestorm, I'm just going to go back to T0s. That's just kind of where my brain goes intermittently. Let's set our Calnaves as our favorite group to launcher. So we need to be shooting into a kinetic hole as we are jumping into an exotic. It's going to reduce kinetic resistance. And it will also be increasing our scan resolution, allowing us to lock targets faster, basically, is a big thing. And we're going to show what we're doing. So we got a short range suppressor, transfer conduit. We got a watchman and a lancer. So if we move over to our deep watchers, lancer, total DPS 36. A watchman is not showing on there, at least first and foremost here. Let's open up our drones to see our damage on them, if there is any damage. Just got to scroll down a little bit further. The watchman's going to be doing more DPS, which we are getting real low. I didn't pay close enough attention. We don't need to be in a sig cloud. That's for damn sure. Let's make sure that we don't bounce off the cache. It still bounced off, but bounced off in a way that we kept our inertia up and our momentum. Make sure that we lock our cache up here and wait for that cycle time to go down on the cache. Approach it. Come on. So we got the cache and the watchman down at the same time. That is a 2 million ISK can. That is the biggest can we have seen thus far. We absolutely love to see it. Let's turn off the shield rubber because that is absolutely bleeding me dry while we are slow boat. We're going to turn on a slow boat actually. We're going to slow boat. We're going to build some cap as we move over to the second room here. I like that we got some more calm exotics. It's going to make it to where we can continue maybe just running while we're in space. It's going to make us, hopefully in a good spot. All right, so we got a Lancer and a Lucid Aegis and a Escort. The Aegis has a 42.25 DPS. The Escort has a 28, and the Lancer has a 36. So I would honestly take out the Aegis first here. We got a short-range suppressor. I'm going to take out the Aegis, the Lancer after that, mainly because the Aegis has half of the HP as the Lancer, and then the Escorter actually has even less than the Aegis. So he should drop. That would free up a good amount of DPS off the field. And we're going to make our way to the adaptive cache. Stop missing. Just blow them up. Please. Leave our gun or our missiles on him. Might be able to take him out eventually. Depends on the cycle time. Holy shnikes. There he goes. And honestly, let's just turn all that off. We're just going to sit on the can here, blow it up. See what we get. That is a 1.5 million ISK. Agitated. We're finally getting some Tech 2, or not Tech 2, some Tier 2 filaments in the cargo. So that'll be kind of cool. Start selling those as a profit making. We're going to stop. That way I don't accidentally leave my drones. Perfect. Moving on over. We'll reset our filter. That way we can look at our DPSs. This is going to be a rogue drone room. Do have a short range. He is forever and a day away. Honestly, these blasts are typically going to be Blast, Ember, and Spark and Strike all have 50 DPS. So it really doesn't matter. The only thing here is that the Ember Lancer and the Spark Lancer are going to have the least amount of health. So I'm going to start with a Spark here. They have 1,650 health. So as you can see, he popped in an instant. And then everybody else has about the same. So we're just going to take them all out. The Ember didn't get locked up in the first bunch. I think I didn't have enough. Oh, shit. I'm so used to just having like an always on repper that literally just about caught me. What do we have? 17.5 DPS per second that we can rep out of. Oh, they're targeting my drones, which is helping me here. Perfect. Let's see what we got in our last room here. And suck in our drones. And we got 1.2 million. Love to see it. So now if we grab everything, move it over. And while we're doing that, we put our origin conduit. We flip over. I need to add... I think I forgot... Shit. I think I forgot to clear out what we had in the cargo ahead of time. No boy. Actually, I think I remember exactly what it was. I think I cleared all of this out because this was a brand new run. So that was an 8-minute run for 2 million ISK. Could be worse. Could be better. And then I do not have enough calm exotics to run another one. So I'm going to run back to station really quick while we're doing that. Hit save on that run. Look at our total for the day. Granted, the day did just roll over. So in the last, so if we look at 4.9, it's 2.3. 4.8 was just under 7 mil. We did also lose 11 that same day. So that saved any... No, I did save it. Duh. It's like that saved anyways, even though I didn't do it. So we're going to leave the calm exotics in my inventory. We're going to move everything else over. And as we're flying out that way, we're going to throw in a reload on our guns. I will flip back over to the other screen once we get landed into our run here. Got about 1 million ISK worth of filaments and 1 million ISK worth of missiles on me. And we're going to go ahead, open up this exotic, activate it for my fleet, and we're going to get jumped in. And we got the exact same room that we had on the closeout of last time, except we're on a suppressor this time. They will just need to be within 40 kilometers, and our suppressor here will do a little bit of the lifting for us. A decent amount of lifting, actually, as they get real close. These embers, again, have about 1650 HP versus the blasts, which are holding on a little bit longer, that have 1700 HP. So we'll just kind of plink at them a little bit here and there. Cannot target anymore. Oh my god. I'm gonna kill myself again. What an idiot. This time it's causing me a good amount of damage. Unbelievable. That was really not good flying on my part. Especially on a first room where we just gave up a quarter of our... Oh shit, everything, the world is burning down around us. Terrible plays are going to be the end of my brand new ship here. Just freaking terrible. Let's go ahead and turn off our repper. Pretty sure I hit off. Fire off one missile. That'll pop the can. And then approach the can. We are 3 minutes in on this run. I was thinking about, running a bunch of these back to back, but with that stupid mistake about not turning on my repper in time, that is going to cause me a little bit of heartache, a little bit of grief. And in our first can, 1.4 mil off to the transfer conduit to hit our second room. Hopefully nothing too bad. Oh god, this is what I was really not wanting to see. Last time I faced these guys, they actually took me down to armor. So I'm worried that they're going to be able to do the same very quickly here. So we need to keep an eye on our shield hit points. Looks like they actually, since I dropped my drones first, it looks like they targeted my drones first, which I ain't hating at all, because that's going to save my bacon after a big mistake on our first room. Looks like one of them switched over to me. Striking Damavix. We should be okay. For some reason, the blast needles are still showing up on my DPS chart here. We flip back to all, flip back over to our Damavik, and they're still showing. Oh well. Let's sort by total DPS, which these guys aren't even on the list, really. Oh god, that's the barrier. Where was I going? Oh, I targeted the freaking extraction node. Wow, I am falling apart. Well, let's see what's in this extraction zone, or extraction node. Maybe worth it? I mean, probably not, but turn that off. 400. Granted, that would have been a can on our tier 0s or our Tranquils. That necessarily doesn't bode well, but definitely not a great use of time shooting off into the middle of nowhere there. But what you gonna do? Okay. Great. So we're back in range. And pop. Perfect. Calling the drones. Get our stuff. See what kind of stuff we got. 1.6. A couple blueprints. Got our drones in already, so we're just off to the next and final room on our run here. We are at 7.5 minutes through 2 rooms. I will need to get a little bit of a repair job in between. And what do we have? We've got a Devoted Knight. So you are going to be a Sancha.
Devoted Knights are slow with relatively poor tracking for a cruiser. However, they are excellent damage projection for their class. Their neutralizer strength up close will stress the unprepared.
So we need to kite this guy. All right, great. So he's coming towards me. He is hitting fairly hard. He goes 500. He is a energy neutralizer and a web of fire, so we need to make sure that he pumps out 173 total DPS, according to my handy dandy little chart. So I'm going to keep him at as long of a range as possible, especially since he's slow. So reminder to myself, I turned off the repper just to save a little bit of cap here. Getting chewed through fairly well. So yeah, kiting this particular room is definitely the way to go. And we need to make sure that what does he do? He would be able to neutralize 16 gigajoules a second. Okay, perfect. Got too invested in reading my little cheat sheet. At 10,000 base health. Great. Success. And see what we get. Hopefully it's a good drop. I've been hoping for a good drop here for a minute. Not a good drop. All right, let's get this copied, moved over, get back to the origin conduit, and see what we got while we're waiting on this to jump back over. So that was a 4.6 million-isk room. One thing to keep in mind, though, is I did grab one extraction node along the way, so that does help. We are at 11 minutes, so that is a little longer than I would have hoped for. We could have ran 2 of our T0s in that span of time. I think it's still worth it because the potential for a big drop is there for us. So we are now back in known space. It is a 11-minute, 14-second run. We're going to go ahead and save. And out of the worm, which keep in mind this Tristan is a worm, it's what, 3, I'll call that another 3. So that's 9, 14, 16, and 20 mil roughly since I've gotten the worm. So, I mean, what is that? That's about a fifth of the way of rebuying the ship. Okay, so we docked up. We're going to repair the 30,000 ISK that's going to cost me. Do I have enough? I do. I'm running shoestrings, fellas. Calm exotics can stay. Everything else can go. I'm going to go ahead and jump back out into space. All right, so we got the striking Damavik situation again. So what worked well for us last time was dropping drones and letting them go after the drones, really. So we'll go after this one that's real quickly coming in. Real quickly. What kind of word? English. Really quickly coming in. And as long as the drones don't get smoked, this is going to be a tactic that I think I'm going to employ with these Damaviks moving forward. I'm going to go after you. I'm going to go after this one that's maybe a little... No, I'm going to take out the can. Can down. 1.4 mil. Good little start. So they are out of range. Only thing I do is hope that they continue to attack. All right, and he is fairly well down. I have a 29-kilometer range on my missiles. That should... We'll pop a couple cycles here of the repper. Yes, I'm sitting still. Oh, I shouldn't be. Bring back in our drones. And get over to our second room. Pew. Pew. All right, so we've got a striking Kikamora and a Damavik.
Kikis project excellent damage out to 25 kilometers with high tracking.
So what you're telling me is to not let the Kiki get close to me. Which is fair. Just a straight up striking Kiki is going to be putting out some damage. It does have a total DPS of 83. So I'm glad that they focused on my drones, much like the Damavik room. I'm just letting my drones take a little bit of a beating here. As long as they stay within shields, I'm okay. And one of the beautiful things about the worm is that it gives that 300% bonus to their hit points, along with their damage. We certainly love the damage one. So there's the first one down. We're going to start moving over to the cache. There are quite a few different extraction nodes. I'm just going to let it be. Not going to mess too much with running around trying to pick all these little extraction nodes up, especially since I don't have like a MTU to make my life easy. Didn't even have to run the repper on that particular room, which is phenomenal. So we're going to let our missiles take out the cache. We're going to scoop and score, hopefully. 1.8 million ISK on that. A really decent can. Especially as I think we found the golden ticket here. Pew. Pew. Okay, so we got a bunch of spark needles. We are in a tracking assistance pylon, so that's actually going to be a really good thing for us. So I'm going to move off to the bioadaptive cache. We're just going to shoot right through them. And while we're doing that, we're going to have to immediately kick on. Maybe not immediately. We're going to have to keep an eye on our shields because they are going to take a beating. So we're going to send that one out there, and then I'm going to shoot missiles at you. So it's going to be a little more micro, just like it would be if we were in a Gila, especially with these drones taking everybody out super darn quick. Lock up the adaptive cache. Shoot missiles at that. Send our drones after this last spark needle, and that was a 2.1 million ISK room. And as we are on our last room here, get that copied over, head through the origin conduit, and take a look and see what we got. And that was that's like what 1.5 time of running, and we doubled the ISK. So starting to get some efficiency there, for sure. So that was right in line with what we expect, which is a good opportunity for me to reload my missiles and jump in. We've got Lancer, Escort. The Lancer beats out the Escorts. Escorts are 28, and the Lancer is 36 damage per second. I'm not going to go after the extraction nodes. It just does not make a whole lot of sense for me. Perfect. And our last one here. We are moving towards bioadaptive cache, so we're going to turn on our afterburner at this point. So we don't necessarily need to worry about staying close. Our drones are doing the Lord's work here. We just need to get up to our bioadaptive cache. And better goods. Let's see what we got. Come on. Any day now. We can speed up at any point. Give me one of those speed clouds. Okay, almost a 2 mil. All in red loot, basically, so that will be easily liquidated into cash, and it's not going to have any of the weird estimations being completely off, which we love to see. Where's all my... Oh, that's where a lot of my inventory space is in my missiles. And then move on to our second room. I'm always worried that I'm going to leave my drones. I've got some PTSD about that. We have the exact same room, this time with a short-range tracking pylon. We'll get our drones launched and let them go. So these guys should drop pretty darn quick. Start up our repper. Get this bad boy locked up too. We'll move one drone over real quick. Oh, come on. I didn't want to bounce off of it. Okay. 1.1 mil. Not a very good room, if we're being entirely honest there. But he should be, our last guy here, our Lancer, should be getting taken out pretty darn quick. Just like that, he's down. Grab our drones. And away we go. Pew. Pew. Okay, so he's just only going to be doing warp scrambling. So as long as we're not micro warp driving, we're in a good spot. If you're going to spam, please spam, just add stuff. Please don't do that. And we should be getting this next one down pretty quick. We're going to take our drone, or not our drones, but our not guns, missiles. Been flying the Tristan too much. Going to get that taken off, move over to the cache, which should be one shot. Perfect. And if we move and take out the Spark Needle Tesla with our missile and our drones on the other one, 1.7 million ISK for that last can. And that 7-minute run, looking in a pretty good spot. As long as we have a decent amount of ISK, that should be kind of in that same boat, that same vein that we have been. Okay. Perfect. Good to go. Pew. Pew. And that is the end of that run. Just under 8 minutes and 4.7 million ISK. So still makes sense to run them. We're going to be running away from this trace and waiting for our ability to start another run. Trace is down. Great. In we go. Pew. 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 All right, so we got a bunch of spark needles. We are just going to full bore right into them like a wrecking ball. Start getting some things locked up. With these little guys, I'm just going to send one drone at them at a time. I do need to change a hotkey. Not going to do that with this many enemies on field because I will get demolished. Send these guys out to attack these guys while I pop the can with a missile and see what we get. 1.8 mil condensates coming in, but also a lot of surveys. Already called in my drones ahead of time, but we do have our missiles that we can continue to shoot at them. Striking Damavix here. So as we've been noticing, dropping your drones first, especially when you are in a ship that gives the additional HP, is going to cause the Damavix, the striking Kikimoras, whatever you have, to at least primary your drones, giving you enough time to maybe bleed off 1-2 ships, which we like to see. Great. Next one down. While we're about to bounce off of it, we'll take out the can, maybe, and we'll see what we get. 1.5 mil. This is the middle room, so we still have some time to hopefully make a decent dent, make some money here. Maybe. Come on. I know I should be moving, but even blah, 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 blah. I'll just turn off the afterburner. That way we save some cap. As we get ready to go into our last room. We are about 5 minutes into this latest run. Oh, God. There it was. Left my drones. And of course, one of the ones that I would have absolutely loved to have that drone shooting into the hole that this freaking filament gives me. My ass. Shit. Well, got the cash. We love that at the very least. I will have to go after this run, pick up some more Caldari Navy Hornets. I need to get some transversal up as well. Because holy horse shit. While we're still kind of manually slowly going inwards, start sending some missiles after this little spark needle. We are going to slow down real quick, change directions, maybe shoot through the wreckage, which is potentially going to cause me to get hit. Nope. We are in a good spot there. So, 2.1 mil. So that's going to pay for one of the drones. Let's turn off the armor repper. Thought I had already hit that button once. And now we just need to brute force our way through this guy. while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get everything loaded into our Abyss tracker for our run here. And we'll have to keep in mind when we are comparing numbers. Oh yeah, by the way, I just left 2.5 million ISK worth of drones in the previous room because I'm a genius. While we're doing that as well, let me just get a GVAS that's pulled open just so I can kind of figure out where I was at before, where I'm at after today. So our value at the beginning of the day today was 900 million ISK. I throw a quick little update real quick and have it pull everything for me. Question of the day for everybody. Been enjoying a little bit of streaming between Kick and YouTube. But what's your favorite beer during this stream here? And probably why I'm a little bit of scatterbrained. Enjoying a couple Modelo's with fresh lime. It's nice to mix things up. I'm not typically a beer drinker, but enjoyable from time to time, as long as you make sure you drink enough water. Something I have missed the boat on a couple times, and it's been gnarly. While we're waiting on this to finish, it seems like maybe it didn't take the new stuff that I picked up. We're going to jump into known space. We're going to select all, copy it all, and paste it again. There we go. So keep in mind on this run, we did lose 2.5 million ISK worth of drones, but we did make 5.4 million. So in total, we net, what is that? That's about 3 million ISK on a long run, 10.5 minutes overall. Still not terrible, but I will have to get some more Caldar Navy Hornets to replace the 2 that we left in the middle of that run. Today doesn't necessarily capture everything because I started running part way through, about an hour before the new day ticked over in Eve. So I had 7 million, made another 22 million, about a 30 million ISK swing on the day. Over the last 7 days, we have 101 million ISK, and we have made 22.5 today. We have our net worth. So I had a 90.7 million ISK net worth after buying the Gila after the end of the day, after the end of the stream yesterday. And at the end of the day today, we have that 124 million ISK total. So we're sitting in a really solid spot, a solid day overall. I'll just need to, in between episodes, in between videos here, I'll just need to pick up some more drones. And honestly, probably stack a couple here within my running station, and just make sure that we got exactly what we need when we need it in the places that we need it. Either way, I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, make sure you slap a like, give me a follow, subscribe to the channel, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day.